Hello guys, Valtrith member Mars here, giving you an online commentary for a one-on-one siege on Rome Total War. This battle was recorded 2 or 3 years ago, and features two Roman factions. Here's myself, Brotherhood member Mars, also known as Valtrith. This used to be my name before I joined the Brotherhood. I brought 14 urban cohorts and 1 legionary first cohort as my general. And all these are fully upgraded. This was a high money battle, and I brought 5 Praetorian cavalry. I've split my army up into 2, and I brought the maximum amount of battering rams. I put 3 urban cohorts right here with all my cavalry, and I put 4 of my rams with men, and I put 2 in the back. I've also split my army up considerably so I can cover more ground. In siege battles, when attacking wooden walls, any sort of wall beside these little pillars right here are hittable, and you're able to enter through, such as this. You're allowed to attack this. These towers can be a really big nuisance, and they could fire arrows, so it's often good to capture the gates as soon as possible. My opponent has the Scipii and defends a tier 2 eastern settlement on the Sahara Desert. So none of us get a bonus here. You can tell it's Eastern because it's got a large temple of Vagahan. Reminds me a bit of a civil war on the campaign map, where you would often besiege other Roman faction, and reminds me just of a civil war. You just conquering settlements, and often the Scipii had settlements in the east, and had Carthage in my campaigns whenever I played them, so kind of reminded me of my Julii campaign, my first Julii campaign, where I besieged Scipii settlements amongst the Mediterranean and in the east. So really reminded me of a campaign battle. Right now, not much action seems to be kicking off because we're just getting ready. In siege battles, it's often the attackers that deploy first, and then defenders. Usually done to simulate what happens during a actual siege battle, where defenders would actually deploy last after seeing the enemy composition. Alright, so my opponent is RV Azula, and he or she is bringing 6 Praetorian cavalry and 14 urban cohorts. This person has split his army up, where he has 6 Praetorians actually on this side. He has 6 urbans over here, and 6 urbans over there, along with 2 warcasts. He doesn't seem to be having any infantry at the town square, because he's seen that I'm just attacking over here. I'm sending in my battering rams to attack the walls and the gates, and in between each of those pillars. Alright, so in siege battles, infantry is extremely important. Cavalry isn't really used that much, except for harassing and haranguing the enemy outside of the walls. Cavalry isn't really relied much on in siege battles, unless you're willing to.
Our soldiers are at the wall.
Take out the.
Our soldiers are at the gates.
Enemy infantry.
Now they must batter a way through.
See the urban cohorts on Azula's side destroying silos. However, they're not really going to be very effective until the walls are actually taken down. Each of my battering rams are in place. I have my whole infantry block coming up. I have an urban cohort back there. I decided not to use this ram because I didn't want to go around, because if I go around, that'll be even more room to cover. And I've already taken out these two breakable walls over here. I can't really attack here because there's no opening over here. So I have 1 infantry over there, and I have my 5 Praetorian cavalry stationed over there. Alright, so basically everybody's just waiting for an attack. The walls are about to be broken.
Our soldiers have reached the gates with a battering ram. Attacking us!
Strangely enough, the towers are not attacking because I've hit special points on the towers. They are not firing, which is a good thing because these towers can actually inflict a lot of damage. So by these towers not attacking me, I'm able to keep more men, which is helping me out more. So
Our soldiers have done their work well. The battering ram has broken through the gate!
Yep, so the battering ram has been destroyed. I've put my guys in the loose formation because they've been taking a lot of pilas. So I'm going to reform them.
Show no mercy!
I'm
The
gonna
enemy
reform them
walls
into
are
Testudo,
down!
'cause I know
Make
that
sure
the
their
enemy's
soldiers
gonna
are
throw-
buried beneath the ruins!
I know the enemy's going to throw a bunch of pilas at me. It's not going to be very good. As you can see, some of these units are dropping down huge. This is what happens when you put, when you take pilots in tight formations. They are extremely devastating onto us. As you can see, this 81 man unit or 82 man unit has been reduced to 28 men. That's insanity. The army has, Zula has sent some urban cohorts, however, are set by men into Testudo, so there's really no point. Also have my cavalry back. Yeah, I ran one of my urban cohorts back to try and reduce the chance of cavalry hitting. Now they're infantry rushing in. I'm in Testudo. Not much seems to be happening at the moment. We're having a bit of a Mexican standoff. None of the sides are attacking yet. We're right in front of each other. As you can see, Azula has sallied out with some of her cavalry, and they're just attacking units as they see fit, just harassing the enemy. Okay, so I branched off 2 of my urban cohorts to try and deal with this threat. Not much action seems to be going on over here, because since I have my cavalry over here, it's not such a good idea to sally out. Okay, Azula is sending more and more cavalry to harass the enemy. This is not a good sign because since I don't have any cavalry support over here, and I have no spears, my guys are actually really susceptible to flank attacks and cavalry attacks. So I'm hitting off more of my infantry to try and support, and cavalry has sallied out from this direction also. So from multiple directions, I'm actually getting outflanked and attacked everywhere. More and more cavalry. I see Azula has actually brought some infantry out, so this person is actually sallying out everything. Wedge formation, Azula is just attacking me everywhere, just becoming a really big nuisance. I've put these guys in defensive formation, so they should be able to hold up cavalry, although these guys may rout eventually. Hitting out two more urbans to try and support. Zula actually is winning the battle at the moment. Not a good sign because all my guys are engaged and they're actually winded, so they're going to take a lot of damage from these cavalry. Zula has just routed one of my infantry, completely decimated it. I've been peeling off some of my cavalry right here. Zula doesn't seem to be attacking over here, but I have 2 of my own cavalry over here. joined my urban cohort. I have a backup over here. Good news, I've routed Azula's cavalry. They seem to have made a bad charge onto my infantry. Okay, so now Azula sends cavalry and infantry to the middle. Not well protected, so we have to do that. Right, so I've put some Hyla against Azula and okay, so I brought through my cavalry. I'm gonna charge straight into these guys. Alright, Azula sent out the general to try and support the infantry. There's hard fighting here everywhere. Near the gates, Azula seems to be winning. In the other side, Azula also is winning against my 24 urban. Action is not kicking off that much in this flank. He seems to be docile over here. As you can see, one of my urbans has just routed. The captain unit is general unit is everywhere. At the moment, we seem to be winning this flank, so I'm not really too sure we'll be able to hold on for that long. However, the middle and the other flank is in shambles right now, and it's going to be tough. The Praetorian cavalry has just been routed, and the infantry has just routed, and this unit seems to be on the verge of breaking. See, I'm supporting the middle with my urbans, and the urbans have just routed. My cavalry is just smashed into their general. However, since all these units are such heavily upgraded and experienced units, they will be extremely hard to break. This is an extremely high money battle, and none of these units seem to be.
Our soldiers have captured the walls! Now is the time to press on and capture this place!
The general has just routed, and things don't seem to be looking that good for Action still hasn't come onto this flank. Nobody seems to be doing anything. So, noticing this, I'm going to center my cavalry. Azula's broken off one of her servants over here. Victory seems to be in our grasp in this section of the walls. However, my infantry is battle damaged and exhausted, and my cavalry is tired. We still haven't fought the other urban cohorts who are fresh, so this may be a huge turning point. Capture the walls as soon as possible. Azula is discharged into one of my infantry. I put them into defensive formation, so they should be good. After that charge, they've taken quite a bit of damage. At least 12 men. I'm gonna try and trap and surround this cavalry and this infantry block. I'm gonna put in my cavalry over here. I'm gonna enter my cavalry through there. I'm gonna try and trap them. Okay, Azula has some cavalry over there. I'm gonna send some of my infantry over there. You can notice that the defenders actually get a bonus because for each unit that gets routed and runs back to the town square, they get a morale boost. So they basically come back and they fight no matter what sort of morale bonus penalty that you get. So if you're scared of fire, if you're scared of artillery fire, if you're scared of elephants or any sort of beast emerging, then no matter what, they will always fight in the town square. So one unit of Praetorian cavalry, and some urbans will come back. So that's one bad thing about being an attacker, is that no matter how hard you try to, no matter how much resources you put into killing these urban cohorts or the enemy units, no matter what, they will come back. So you have to keep destroying them until they are fully destroyed. So it is often best in siege situations to try and surround and completely destroy the enemy. Make sure they're fighting to the death. Okay, so my cavalry is attacking the Praetorian. But we see that Azula has brought in 2 more urban cohorts. This is not looking good for me because now I'm surrounded and I have no support. This is not looking good because my infantry is so tattered and damaged that this actually may be impossible to win because their infantry is really good. However, I still have cavalry. However, in siege battles, cavalry is not good inside of the actual settlement itself. So sometimes they can glitch, or they may not be able to get a good charge. If this was an open battle, I may have a chance. However, things don't seem to be looking good for me. Sent over some of my infantry over to get that cavalry unit away. I want to keep my general unit nice and safe because once this guy dies, the whole army shattered. I've sent my cavalry to try and take out the remnant forces. Very weak at this stage. Somehow, the generals managed to live. I don't even know how it's possible. This guy was surrounded. Routed one of these urban cohorts, so they will come back.
The gods be
Alright, good
praised!
news.
The enemy general is dead! His men know their doom approaches!
Managed to kill the general, so this means that morale is lowered. Fighting over in this flank is very tough. Our troops are exhausted over fighting, tired, winded. So, possibly fresh troops. See, they decided to attack by a Testudo unit. They're actually winded right now. They actually are somehow managing to win. So if they are able to win, we may be able to surround and get a bit of a battle going. Sent my cavalry to surround these infantry over here so I can get these urbans over to this battle over here and maybe even outflank to this side. Tough fighting going on. Zulu's actually holding out extremely well. Okay, so now this is a good thing. Because these urbans are fighting to death, they can't rally back into the town square. This is good tidings because we've got one less urban unit I have to fight. As you can see, Azula's sending all of her remnant troops over to help. It seems to be last stand for the Romans, for the Scipii Romans here. Over here, things don't look good because all of our units are exhausted. It's gotten so bad that I have to bring in my general units. This guy won't be able to survive because compared to urban cohorts, their resuscitations are not that good. So we actually are in a bit of a deep hole right here. Touch some cavalry. I'm routed this hill because I brought my infantry over. You know, one thing I like about siege battles is that it gives you lots of good close-up action, and unlike Critical K and CWD, which has some quick, fast action, siege battles they can last for a very long time. If you're a really action enthusiast, this is a really big fight, and you see some unit matchups that you may never see before. Although this is kind of a predictable one, such as urban cohorts and urban cohorts, it really shows that if you're into some really big battles and stuff like that, big infantry battles and all that sort of stuff, sieges actually might be for you because it's a really big infantry battle. Alright, so one of my cavalry has just routed. However, some bad news that this urban unit is now being surrounded by all these urban cohorts. It's not very good because once units are surrounded, they're more likely to rout and fight to the death. At least routing units come back, but when a unit fights to the death, they die. Alright, so Azula's peeled off one of his or her urban cohorts. They're charging straight into my two battle damage tired urban cohorts. See, I've pulled back so I can rest my troops a bit, and Azula's gotten all of her infantry, all of his or her infantry, and just pushing forward to try and break this line so they could just charge straight into my other line. My other units are so battle damaged and worn out, there's not much to do. Most of my cavalry has routed already, because they're so battle damaged. I got some of my cavalry, my remaining cavalry, and I'm taking out the rest of the urban cohort. I mean, yes. I'm just probably gonna run them down and bring that urban cohort over here. The Zula's not something clever. They got their urban cohorts and they blocked mine off. And they got the more stronger units to try and take out my weaker units. The good thing about urbans are that they're such good defensive troops that no matter how tired they are, so they've divided up both of the army, and now they're probably going to take out my much weaker force. The thing about the urban cohorts is that no matter how tired they are against infantry, they will defend to the death. They're such good defensive troops, unless there's a huge morale shock or there's cavalry coming in, these guys will defend so well. Even though these guys are exhausted, even though they're hugely outnumbered, they will still defend no matter what the odds are. That's why urban cohorts are such good troops, because they're able to defend long periods of time. And since their morale is excellent, they're on par or extremely close to par, which are my best units in the game. As you can see, one of them have just routed. Although one of them have just routed, they're still going to defend. Okay, so Zula's peeled off one of his or her urban cohorts. Now they're going to support. Bad news. One of my urbans have just routed. often in sieges you either fight to the death, either win or lose. So in sieges you can basically lose everything if you throw everything into the pot, or you can win. However, most sieges, unless the defender or attacker makes an extremely bad move, like they get stuck in a street or something like that, then it either ends in heavy losses for both sides. Usually in sieges, historically and in the game, attackers had to have an advantage of 3-1 over here. So, however, since we're equally matched, things could actually go either way. So I could either win or lose this completely. However, from the looks of this battle, seems I'm either going to win with all my army, or I'm going to lose with all. Either I'm going to win with lots of losses, or I'm going to lose with my whole army being destroyed. My legionary first cohorts, even though they outnumber them, actually losing because their specifications are not that good. If you notice a big difference in their armor, they're wearing historical armor. They're not historical. I mean, they're wearing their average armor compared to their counterparts is extremely good armor. Alright, things actually don't seem to be looking good. This unit is on the verge of routing. We've only got 11 men and they're surrounded. However, I brought some reinforcements, and I'm going to go attack this unit. All my cavalry is routed. You can see Azul is bringing in 2 more Praetorian cavalry to charge in, and boom! That actually dented my legionary first cohort and made them lose 9. However, because of this Praetorian cavalry, that actually may work against them, because since they're so battle damaged and since it only has 1 unit, if that routes or dies, it actually might cause a bit of a drop in morale. You can see Azula's battle-tattered legionary urban cohorts are charging into the rear of my general. This heroic cavalry man won't die. Now the tables have turned and we actually seem to be winning this flank. However, Azula's placed his or her infantry in defensive formation, guard mode, and is holding out very well. Somehow, this unit has not routed yet. This one cavalryman fight has about 1 or 2 silver chevrons. As you can see, because this one unit's routed, the morale is dropping. So for every unit that routes, there is a morale drop. So this actually may work to my advantage. Fire missiles. Although that really won't do anything good. He just took out that one urban. Okay, good news. So this urban cohort is broken. Now we can surround those troops and get them going. This urban cohort is just routed. Because of that, there actually may be a huge morale drop. So one urban is taking on my other 43 urbans, and one urban cohort is taking on my early legionary first cohort. things seem to be 50-50, and anybody could win it. The Urbans actually might win because they're facing legionary first cohorts, and the Urbans over here are losing over here. So from this angle, I'm losing my left. I'm losing my left flank. I'm losing my right flank, but I'm winning the left flank. So things are really 50-50 over here. And the worst part is my legionary first cohort is my general unit. So if this guy dies or routes, then this could actually mean defeat for my whole army. As you can see, one of those units are glowing. Whenever a unit or one of these men are glowing, this usually means that they're losing an experience or they're gaining an experience. However, since these guys are in combat, it seems like they're losing. It seems like they're gaining an experience chevron because they're actually winning the battle. Because they are glowing, they get bonuses during the battle because they actually receive the chevron. So when you gain a chevron, you get 1 defense and 1 attack. So this actually means a good thing because we're actually winning. Zula's infantry is starting to rout. One of them's trying to run, but they can't really run.
Victory is ours, but only by the narrowest of margins.
Alright, so after lots and lots of fighting, the Scipii infantry finally routed. It was an extremely close victory. The only reason why it says 275 men after the battle is because most of them probably recovered after they looted and ransacked the city. Extremely close victory. Zula somehow managed to get more kills than me, probably because I had a bigger army. But it was a very, very close battle, and Azula did extremely, extremely well, so good game to him or her. If you've noticed that during this battle, lots of my units lost experience chevrons. Well, this was because it was either because those urban cohorts lost in such a way that like they lost all of their units. So as you notice that those -3 experience is only given to units that completely perished, no matter how many men they killed. You can see it's one unit of Praetorian cavalry with about 147 men. So good job to that unit. Too bad that unit is completely dead. This one unit's got 129 units, so that's the highest kills a infantry unit's gotten. Good battle to RV Azula. It was a extremely good siege, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.